Hi, I'm Michelle Ames, and I'm one of the organizers for this year's WordCamp US in St. Louis. I'm very excited to introduce you to Jen Swisher, one of the lead organizers of this year's WordCamp. Welcome, Jen. How are you?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. So tell us a little bit about your organizer role. What's it like to be one of the lead organizers of such a big camp?
Oh, wow. That's a loaded question. So this year we changed the organization structure a little bit. So we split the duties of the lead organizer between three people. So we call these three folks the lead trio, or the LT for short. As the only St. Louis-based person on the LT, I'm responsible for overseeing local logistics, venue catering, and attendee needs. So if it happens in St. Louis, I've probably touched it at some point.
I bet you have. And it's good though, because you know more about the area than somebody like me who's living in New York and can only guess who to call or what to do. So that's awesome. Good to have people with their feet on the ground.
Totally.
What are you most looking forward to with WordCamp US this year?
Can I be excited about the whole event?
Well, of
Uh,
course you can.
if I had to pick just one thing, I'm really excited about the expanded content offerings for this year's event. In addition to our traditional session tracks, we're also including 3 tracks of workshops, and for the first time ever, we're also having a kids camp, which is so exciting to bring in that next generation.
That is very exciting. I'm excited about so many of the things too, and I'm really excited about the fact that a lot of the goings on are really in close proximity too. So for people who have mobility issues or people who are bringing their kids, everything's kind of located centrally, so we can all be kind of together a little bit more.
Yeah, if you went to the national event last year and you weren't super thrilled about all of the walking, you'll be very pleased with St. Louis. You know, our hotel this year is right across the street, and all of the programming and all of the stuff inside of the convention center is within a pretty short walking distance.
I'm excited about that for sure. And I know there are other people who would be more excited to hear that as well, because sometimes it's not easy to maneuver through all those kinds of different venues. So,
Totally.
yeah,
Totally. No, we kept that distance in mind this year when we were planning. So
fantastic. So I know you live in St. Louis, but what's something that would be exciting for you to try or to introduce other people to in St. Louis?
well, like you mentioned, I do live in St. Louis and I've lived here for about 11 years, so I've seen just about everything. I am really excited though for WordFest at the City Museum. I think it's going to be a great time for everyone. There's so much to do, there's so much to see. Even if you have mobility issues or have a hard time getting around, there's stuff there that you'll be able to do and interact with as well. It's like this giant art installation that you can like touch and interact with. Then there's like fun art activities in some areas. There's so much to do in this space. You really will not be able to see all of it in one night. It's such a fun place.
So what's the deal with toasted ravioli?
Oh, toasted ravioli. So, like I said, I'm not from the area originally, but from my St. Louis friends, what they have told me is that it's a thing that happens here. So it's like a regular meat-filled ravioli. Sometimes folks put some cheese in them too, and they bread them and deep fry them and serve them either with marinara sauce or like spaghetti meat sauce.
Mm-hmm.
It's quite delightful. They're one of my favorite St. Louis foods.
I'm looking forward to that. And gooey butter cake I've read about, so I gotta try me some of that too.
Yes, that is also a really great one. It's like this lemony cheesecake kind of flavor that it's not really cheesecake in the traditional sense, but it has cream cheese in it, so it has that kind of tart bite to it. It's really, really tasty.
Yeah, so I'm really looking forward to eating my way through St. Louis just between you and me.
I mean, if you're coming to St. Louis for WordCamp US, I would strongly recommend bringing your stretching pants.
There you go. That's a good
There's a
idea.
lot of really fun stuff to eat here.
Well, that kind of leads me to my next question too is what's your best piece of advice for somebody who's attending WordCamp US, whether it's their first time or their fifth time at such a big conference?
If you have the ability to do so, I would volunteer. Volunteering at a WordCamp is a really great way to get your feet wet as a WordPress contributor. And for most roles, you don't even need to know any code. You just have to have a willingness to share your talents with the community. You also don't have to volunteer for the whole weekend. Even a few hours of your time is an enormous help to this event. because it takes a lot of hands to make sure everything goes off without a hitch. We're actually still looking to fill some volunteer roles. So if you go to our website and click volunteer at the top of the page, you can sign up to volunteer.
Fantastic. Well, thank you for meeting with us today, Jen. I'm excited to see you in person, and probably I'll see you on October 30th, but WordCamp runs from November 1st through November 3rd, which also includes Contributor Day, and people can still get tickets. There are still tickets available at 2019.us.wordcamp.org. Any final thoughts?
Well, check us out on social media. There's going to be a lot of cool announcements coming up in the next couple of weeks, so be on the lookout.
Very good. Well, thank you, and we'll all see you out in St. Louis.
Thanks.